another heavenly sunset on a very windy day here at the beach. Let's go find Sunset Lady for the Afterglow Show. Is on your mind. We have a new spot here where you park today.
I know this is.
I feel like I'm in the boondocks.
Well, this is the first one that came up, and then I couldn't see past this car beside me to find another one.
I believe you.
And it's a little windy out there tonight, isn't it?
A little is an understatement.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well, tomorrow is National Pet Day and National Cheese Fondue Day. And today is National Winston Churchill Day and National Chicken Little Awareness Day. And for birthdays in 1915, Harry Morgan, actor, was in MASH, and Bill Gannon on Dragnet. And in 1929, Max von Sydow, actor, he was in a lot, The Seventh Seal, Game of Thrones, and he lived to be 90 years.
Do you remember my story about him?
No, tell me.
I wrote the theme music for one of his movies.
Oh, really? Which one was
Sunset
that?
Lady doesn't know this stuff about me.
No, I guess not. That's a new thing.
No, it's
tell.
It's an old thing. I did that like 20 years ago.
Oh.
It's a German movie which is translated into different languages all around the world, and it's called The Lady Who Jumped Out of the Cake, and I wrote the theme music to it, and it was starring Max von Sydow.
Well, see, I knew you did that, but I didn't know it was his movie. That's what.
Yeah.
And he's also was Swedish.
I said it last year, but you don't remember.
No,
That's okay.
of course not. He's Swedish, but they said in 2002, he became French. He joined the
why not?
France. And he was also in The Greatest Story Ever Told. Now I have two people from the archives tonight.
Okay.
I'll do this
Which one do you want to show me?
Well, that's Harry Morgan. I said him first.
Harry Morgan, of course, as Colonel Sherman Potter from the TV show MASH. And Officer Bill Gannon in Dragnet. You're right, he was in the Dragnet thing. He had a great career in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Harry. And then we're going to do the flip side. And this is the guy that starred in... I wrote the theme music to one of his movies.
That's very good. Excellent. Yeah.
Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. The greatest story ever told. It's funny because that's a good tie-in. You don't remember that? I told you I wrote his theme music for one of his movies.
Oh, that's something.
But hey, now you know. Hey, that's why we're doing this show. We're telling a story of our lives.
Exactly. I always wanted to write a book about my life.
This is the book. Yeah,
this is the book.
Yeah. I wrote music for Max Sydow.
Very good. I don't think I realized it, or the only thing I guess
I did it in 1998.
The only thing I knew about him was The Greatest Story Ever Told.
Okay, now you have two stories.
Now I have two
I wrote
stories.
theme music for one of his movies.
Another story. The next to The Greatest Story Ever Told. Okay, now we do a little bit of history. In 1710, the first law regulating copyright is issued in Great Britain. Speaking of copyrights and things like we were. Okay, in 1849, the safety pin is patented by inventor Walter Hunt in New York City. But, sad to say, he sold his rights for $400. When you think of how many safety pins have been made.
Well, hey, $400 in those days?
Oh yeah, 1849 was when money was money.
That was a lot of cash. Take it.
He's probably still using it. Okay, in 1887, President Abraham Lincoln is reburied with his wife in Springfield, Illinois. I don't think I remember that either. 1925, The Great Gatsby, written by F. Scott Fitzgerald, is published. Now, the owners of our house in Wilbraham, or one of the owners, the first owners was a man who built the house. But then the next ones were, I think they were called the Gatsbys, and they went, it was just a simple little house, and they went and added a barn, a two-stall barn, and a big pasture because they had horses. I used to call them the Great Gatsbys to go after the book. And and speaking of that, also when we were leaving the house, when we had sold it, we found a room in the basement. There was a trap door in the mudroom.
Correctamundo.
I know, just as we're leaving the house after we've been there for 14 years.
I moved down to the basement and I kept on hearing all these crickets and I couldn't figure out where they were coming from until you told me the story that, hey, there was a secret room, a secret bunker that nobody knew about.
I know it had electricity in it.
It was like a World War II, whatever, bunker. Or World War III, I should say. You know, the end of the world is coming, and you had no idea that was the place where we were supposed to go and hide in case the world blew up. Which, by the way, did not. That was the 80s. This is a story from the 80s. The world did not blow up.
I know. Well, also in 1953, the movie The House of Wax is the first color 3D movie. Those are the days you had to wear those glasses
3D
to see
glasses,
3D. Okay, now here's some quotes from Winston Churchill. He said, "If you're going through hell, keep going."
There you go. Don't stop.
Right, don't stop there. Okay, and he also said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give."
There you go.
I like that one. He also said, "A lie gets halfway around the world before the truth gets its pants on." That's a visual. Okay, he also said, "A pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity, where an optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty."
Correctamundo.
Okay, now I tried to do some humor about income tax, but I just found out.
Is it that time of the year already?
Oh yeah, Monday I think.
Was it April 15th or
15th,
something?
yeah.
And tax day and
all I had was one joke.
Tax day in America for anybody who's watching us overseas. This is our tax day.
I found out today I was trying to get help that I did every year. When I went, they said it's only by appointment and we're all booked up. But they gave me a piece of paper, so I'm on a waiting list somewhere else. I don't know if I'll make it. But fortunately for that Hurricane Milton, I think if we're affected by that, we have until May.
There's a grace period, correct? You're
Right.
allowed to go over a little bit.
So that's.
You'll be in the grace period.
That's. I'm sure I'll need to be
Amazing
in the
grace.
Grace period.
There you go.
Okay. Well, I have one little income tax humor here.
Okay.
Why don't skunks have to pay taxes?
P.U.
Well, because they only have 1 cent.
There you go. They're broke.
So,
We got 1 cent. That's good. P.U. was their cent.
Then I switched over to Easter Bunny or rabbits on the humor.
Right.
Okay, how does the Easter Bunny travel?
Hippity hoppity.
Well, they said he travels by hairplane. Okay, why shouldn't you tell an Easter egg a joke?
Because it might crack up.
Bingo, you got it, because it might crack up. Okay, how do you get the Easter Bunny to put in more hours?
Pass.
You just increase his celery.
Increase his celery?
Yeah.
That was everything.
Why was the Easter Bunny hired for the job?
The Easter Bunny was hired for the job. The resume was great.
Yeah, that's a good answer. The one they said was because he had the most experience.
Experience.
What kind of book does a rabbit like at bedtime?
Oh, there's a lot of different stories. Alice in Wonderland.
Well,
Story about the rabbit hole.
Yeah, one they said was one with a hoppy ending. Okay, what do rabbits say before they eat?
It's the sound that they make while they're eating, after, and before.
Yeah, well, the
That's the
answer they said was, they say, "Let us pray." Let us pray. All right.
We got it. Lettuce.
Why was the Easter Bunny running late?
Why was the Easter Bunny? Well, why was he running late? I have no idea.
Because he just had so many hair ends to run. Herons.
I'm glad you said that, not me.
Okay, where does the Easter Bunny eat breakfast?
Denny's.
Well, here it says he eats at the IHOP.
I was close. I
Yeah.
said Denny's. That was very close. IHOP. Correct. Right next to Denny's is
Yeah,
IHOP.
right beside each other.
I was close. Hop, skip, and a jump right there.
Why don't bunnies use combs?
Why don't bunny? Well, short-haired. I don't know.
Because they use hair brushes.
Here.
Wait, what do you call a bunny with fleas?
Pass.
They're called Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny. That's good.
What's the Easter Bunny's favorite type of music?
Hip hop.
Bingo, you got 2 bingos.
I heard that one last year.
Oh,
I
okay.
remember that one.
Remember that one.
Hip hop.
All right, brings us to our dear Chuck Norris, the man, the myth, the legend. Well, Chuck Norris is actually the reason that the Easter Bunny hides his eggs.
That's a cute picture. I never heard that one. That was awesome. Hey, you guys are mega awesome. Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, we're back. Temperature's 74. It's lovely outside. I remember when I was walking outside, you said, Becky, you forgot your hat and scarf, and I said, I don't need it because it's warm. So temperatures have warmed up. It's still a windy shot here, but very lovely. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but we're on a trajectory course for having great weather here during our dry season. I'm Blackie Fitzpatrick signing off. Over to you, Sunset Lady.
Why, thank you, Blackie, and we want to thank all the folks that have shared tonight's Heavenly Sunset and our Afterglow Show. And if you've enjoyed tonight, please hit the like button and do come back tomorrow night to see just what's happening here live beside the Venice Fishing Pier. And I'll say good night, Blackie, and sweet dreams to everyone, and enjoy the remainder of your day as we play our theme song that you wrote and sang and played all the instruments under Whittier called Running Around This Town. So all the best from Sunset Lady, and good night all.